What we're focused on is the long term. We think this could be very profitable. So our estimate for, our 2027 price target, which is published, is that we think gross margins could be around 50%. So that's north of, the around 20% that we're seeing today. Here's the big story, right? So EVs as a category, the prices are down like 20% year over year. That's really driven by Tesla. But now a Model 3 is cheaper than the average car in the US. That is huge. That sticker price difference is what consumers who are, the current auto buyers before we have robo-taxis, and that's what consumers look for when they purchase a vehicle. So the total cost of ownership of an electric vehicle has been cheaper than a gas-powered car for some time. But that sticker price is what really changes, consumer purchasing decisions. We've looked at Google Trends data. We see that the geographies in the U.S. that are, heavy truck buyers are very interested in the Cybertruck. I think that analysts are expecting, some analysts think that could be somewhat of a niche product. I don't think so. I think it could be huge. We're seeing Ford cut production shift at their F-150 Lightning line. I think that, I would be worried if I were Ford about the Cybertruck coming out.
Should Ford be worried about Tesla's Cybertruck? Will the Cybertruck ultimately be the thing that bankrupts Ford? Well, that's the question I'm going to attempt to answer today. We're currently looking at the open source crowd-created Cybertruck reservation tracker. A bunch of number nerds have essentially reverse engineered Cybertruck reservation numbers, and we have an approximate estimate of how many people have reserved a Cybertruck. 2,058,224 estimated Cybertruck reservations. Tesla themselves have disclosed their reservations are in the seven figures, so clearly it's at least 1 million, maybe as high as 2 million or more. This is insane. This product has not yet been released. The fact that 2 million people have put down some money to reserve a Cybertruck shows an absolutely insane amount of interest. Obviously, not all of these reservations will convert to buyers, but guess what? Many more people who currently have not reserved a Cybertruck will ultimately end up purchasing one. Now, 2 million is a very, very big number. To put that in context, on a good year, Ford maybe sells around 800,000 or so F-150s, which has been the best-selling vehicle in the US now for years. It's Ford's gravy train, a great brand people rely upon, very loyal. Guess what? The F-150 is directly in the crosshairs of Tesla's Cybertruck. Remember, first Cybertruck deliveries are 1 month from now. And when these things hit roads en masse, you guys cannot believe what will happen. We're currently on Google Trends looking at Cybertruck search interest worldwide over the past 90 days. There is a huge surge. What happened here? This was Tesla shooting up a Cybertruck with a Tommy gun and then driving it around without themselves having said a peep. Images, videos start going viral on social media, and suddenly search interest in Cybertruck rockets to the moon from a single vehicle on roads having been shot up by a Tommy gun. A couple of days later, Elon Musk clarifies that is exactly what had happened, explaining on Twitter that they'd shot up a production vehicle, 0 bullets entering the cabin. This matters. We've seen an example of what happens when one of these things hits roads in a certain context and goes viral on social media. An absolute surge in interest for the Cybertruck. By the way, I covered this in greater detail on Patreon in an exclusive video recently. Click the link in the pinned comment to join. So much search interest was generated that people began searching. There were related searches Google was recommending after people searched a Cybertruck Tommy gun. Why? Because people wanted to know things like the price of the Cybertruck they saw shot up with the gun, the specs, can they reserve one, the release date, and so on. Just imagine when customers start taking delivery and they take blowtorches to these things, sledgehammers, throw rocks, blow grenades up. I don't know what is going to go on, but these things are going to get absolutely wrecked. Stress test, driven across bodies of water, driven off cliffs, not recommended. People are going to test what these things can do. These videos will go viral. Cybertruck is going to be an absolute marketing machine for itself and for the Tesla brand. Imagine what happens when the first gun-owning celebrity takes delivery of a Cybertruck and decides to shoot it up and post it to their millions of followers and go, man, this thing is badass, bro. Imagine what happens. Imagine what happens when these things get on work sites. We're going to see the spike of all spikes in terms of search interest for Cybertruck. Now, for comparison's sake, we're now drilling down to the United States. We see that same bump for the Cybertruck, but we're also comparing Cybertruck search interest over the last 90 days with the F-150. Clearly, the F-150 in red, significantly more search interest than Cybertruck. Why would that be? Well, it's literally the best-selling vehicle in the United States. Has been for years. It's a well-known brand. When people think pickup trucks, they think F-150. However, some context. Pick a random day here. August 3rd, 2023. F-150 relative search interest, 75 versus Cybertruck at 4. Almost 20 times more search interest for F-150 versus Cybertruck. Okay, another random day. September 4th, 2023. Cybertruck at 6, F-150 at 89. F-150 search interest about 15 times that of Cybertruck. Now let's see what happened after this viral moment. F-150 74, Cybertruck 18. F-150 search interest after the Tommy gun shot up Cybertruck went viral, just over 4 times as much. For a vehicle that has not yet been released from a single viral instance. Ford should be deeply concerned about this. Once again, dear anyone who wants to create content, your Cybertruck will pay for itself many times over. If you think of an idea for a viral video involving a Cybertruck, showing its durability, its insane performance, throw it over a 40-foot cliff, see what happens. Beat it up with a sledgehammer, shoot it up, blowtorch it, drive it across a river. Show the world the insane durability, performance, and functionality of this thing. Do it in the right way, and you got yourself a multi-million view viral video. And we ain't done. I posted this on X yesterday. People, Tesla needs to advertise how affordable their vehicles are. MrBeast, hold my beer. Post the latest video, 27 million views in half a day. Gives people a choice during this almost half-hour long video. You want a free Tesla or you want to try for $250,000? Literally labels the Teslas at $40,000, okay? Now, I'm not sure if you guys understand. 27 million people in about 11 hours is a lot. The Teslas were mentioned multiple times, including a $40,000 label showing people how much they cost. Now, admittedly, the MrBeast audience skews much younger than many other YouTube channels, but guess what? Believe it or not, of these 27 million people, millions upon millions upon millions of these viewers will have been adults in the market for vehicles. Hopefully you understand big numbers. Checking back in, a full day, it's now at 52 million views. Now, the reason I'm sharing this isn't just to troll the people telling Tesla they need to advertise and so on. It's because MrBeast regularly features Tesla vehicles in his videos, and for some strange reason, I have a funny feeling that Jimmy is a big fan of Tesla. Now, why would I suggest that other than the fact that the guy's putting Tesla vehicles in his videos very regularly, giving them away, loves the vehicles? Good question. We're currently on MrBeast's profile here on X. He's obviously misclicked and accidentally followed me on X, which is very awkward. Nobody tell him, please. That would be weird. 6 subscriptions. Dare we take a look? Whitehaven, John Krause, Pirate Wires, Stephen Mark Ryan, World of Statistics, and Elon Musk. Now, why would it be that the world's most successful YouTuber would be following some dickhead with 3 first names? Not only following, but paying to access his exclusive content on X. Why would this occur? Yeah, good question. I don't know. He definitely doesn't own any Tesla stock. Now, this random coincidence aside, obviously he misclicked the subscription too, clearly. What exactly do you think happens when MrBeast gets his hands on some Tesla Cybertrucks and they're featured in these videos that do utterly insane, literally an entire country's population of views in 24 hours? What do you think is going to happen? I don't see him featuring any F-150s in his videos. This is something to consider. Oh, but we ain't done yet. In case you missed it, recently, Ford cutting F-150 Lightning factory shift is emblematic of changing EV demand. Morons, whoever wrote this. There's plenty of EV demand. They just don't want to buy overpriced, underperforming vehicles. Now, this is troubling. Ford, aware that Tesla has now over 2 million reservations for their Cybertruck and deliveries. First deliveries will begin a month from now. They already knew this before this news broke. Ford confirmed that it has temporarily cut a shift at its F-150 Lightning electric pickup plant in Detroit. Quote, "We are adjusting the schedule at the Rogue Electric Vehicle Center because of multiple constraints, including the supply chain and working through processing and delivering vehicles held for quality checks after restarting production in August." This is not great. Remember, the F-150, the entire vehicle lineup, including ICE and electric, is in the direct crosshairs of Tesla's Cybertruck, which begins deliveries a month from now. And Ford, for whatever reasons, are slowing down production. In addition, Ford has been slashing prices of the electric F-150. I wonder why. It's almost as if Tesla doesn't exist in a vacuum and their prices put pressure on every electric vehicle in the market. Oh, but it gets worse. Ford's UAW deal will raise costs while easing labour strife. A tentative agreement gives union members at the car maker their best terms in decades, but could complicate Ford's electric vehicle plans. Oh yes, it will. The long story short here is Ford has agreed now to pay an absurd amount to their existing workers, meaning Ford's cost to produce vehicles, including electric vehicles, is going to skyrocket. And remember, Tesla does not exist in a vacuum. This is not going to end well for Ford. And it gets worse. In case you missed it, Ford currently reports their electric vehicle business financials separately, which is excellent for us. We get to see how much money they're making or not making. Now, long story short here, Ford is, quote, selling more and more electric vehicles quarter after quarter. Very slow ramp, but hey, it's better than nothing. And as they do so, they're losing more and more money. In the most recent quarter, for every electric vehicle sold, Ford roughly lost 75%. Meaning, in very simple terms, again, I'm not going to get too nerdy with the finance stuff here. Let's just say that they sold a vehicle, hypothetically an F-150 Lightning, for $100,000 exactly. On that vehicle sale, it actually cost Ford $175,000 to make the vehicle. So they sold it for $75,000 less than it cost them. Now, this is not a sustainable business model, and the only way for Ford to drive their costs down is to massively ramp up production, completely re-engineer the manufacturing systems, which will likely take years, drive costs out of every area of their business, lower their labor costs, not agree to pay their employees even more. Otherwise, the more of these things they make and sell, the more money they lose and the sooner they go bankrupt. And here's where this entire video comes to a head. Cybertruck deliveries start next month. Ford is losing financially catastrophic amounts of money on every electric vehicle sold. They're slowing down F-150 Lightning production, and on a good year, the F-150, the whole brand, not electric, the whole brand, including ICE, which is the vast majority, maybe 800,000 units. I need to remind you that Tesla currently has over 2 million reservations for their Cybertruck. What are the odds that Cybertruck is going to considerably eat into the F-150 Lightning sales and the F-150 ICE sales? I think the odds are pretty high. Oh, and it gets worse. Ford seemed to be unaware that 5 years from now, there will be zero customers buying internal combustion engine vehicles. So if Ford is unable to ramp their electric F-150 Lightning production up to around 800,000 units per year over the next 5 years, and do so without going bankrupt, at the same time Tesla is ramping their Cybertruck from zero to as many as they need. They claim they might think about 250 a year's demand. I think they're probably wrong. Maybe they believe that, but personally I think it's going to be at least 500,000. Either way, Ford are currently starting at around, call it 36,000 total electric vehicles per quarter. This is not F-150 Lightnings. This is total. Most of these are electric Mark E's, but let's just be generous and pretend that they were actually doing 36,000 F-150 Lightnings per quarter. Roughly 144,000 per year. If I'm right and Tesla ends up ultimately ramping Cybertruck beyond 500,000 units per year, it's now a race between Ford and Tesla. Ford needs to ramp up to around 800,000 F-150 Lightnings ASAP, or 5 years from now, the customers that would have bought the ICE F-150s who are no longer interested in ICE but are looking for a pickup truck are going to be looking elsewhere. And at this point in time, a lot of people have adjusted to the Cybertruck. They'll have seen it. They've seen a lot of viral videos. Their neighbors, their friends, their family will have one. They'll know what it can do, not what they think it looks like, but actually what it's capable of doing. And the F-150 is going to experience a dramatic fall from grace. And guess what? Guess where Ford makes all their profits? It's selling their big ICE pickup trucks. So I think to bring things full circle, yes, Ford should be deeply concerned about Tesla's Cybertruck. In case you missed my post on X back in 2019 in November, on screen now, I think this sums up the state of affairs once Cybertrucks hit roads. Make of that what you will. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. Athletic Greens AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. Athletic Greens AG1 is an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going, what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect. Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. It certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar, You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point. It's something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh. Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy. Wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, this is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments. Oh my God, snake oil salmon's sold out. Oh my God, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. And remember, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose here. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. Get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link at the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links in the pinned comment. See you over on Twitter and or Patreon, and don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.